Caitlin, could you tell us a little bit about your eye, the hit, if it affected you, how it affected you, and through the rest of the game? Thanks.
Overall, Coach said in the locker room, we were down 3 the first quarter, down 5 second quarter, and then lost by 3 in the third. We were right there, and I felt like we just played a crappy game. Obviously a tough time for that to happen. I got some really good looks. I felt I had three wide open threes in the first half.
The WNBA's got a problem, and it's bigger than just one player. DiJonai Carrington's actions after Caitlinclark's eye poke have opened up a whole can of worms about race, sportsmanship, and social media in women's basketball. Let's break it down. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Picture this. It's a playoff game between the Indiana Fever and Connecticut Sun. The tension's high, and suddenly, bam! Carrington pokes Clark right in the eye. Ouch! But what happened next? You won't believe it. Carrington and her teammates start laughing. Yeah, you heard that right. Laughing. Fans went crazy. Commentators lost their minds. Everyone's asking, is this what WNBA sportsmanship looks like now? But hold on, because that's just the beginning. This whole mess has opened up a huge debate about race in the league, how players should act, and what they're posting online. It's like a basketball-sized bomb just went off in the WNBA, and we're all feeling the shockwaves. You think the eye poke was bad? Wait till you see what Carrington posted online. It's like she decided to trade her basketball for a tweet storm. And boy, did she score big time, in all the wrong ways. Carrington's social media history is like a highlight reel of controversy. She's been dropping racially charged comments like they're three-pointers. Remember when she retweeted that message about white men getting away with murder in America? That's not even the half of it. After the eye poke incident, Carrington didn't just double down, she tripled down. She started celebrating online like she'd just won the championship, not poked someone in the eye. Fans were losing their minds, commentators were going crazy, and Carrington, she's just tweeting away like it's no big deal. But here's where it gets wild. Carrington dropped this bomb. I'm rooting for everybody black. Now imagine that coming from a player in a league that's trying to be inclusive. It's like she took the WNBA's rulebook on good behavior and used it as confetti. The backlash? It's been intense. We're talking calls for suspension, fans threatening boycotts, the whole 9 yards.
I felt like my shot felt right there. That's why it's so frustrating as a shooter, when it feels so good, but it won't go down for you. That's what sucks about it, but like I said, I'm proud of our team.
Caitlin, could you tell us a little bit about your eye, the hit, if it affected you, how it affected you, and through the rest of the game? Thanks.
Jason Whitlock even called it assault and said the WNBA needs to investigate. It's like the league suddenly found itself in the middle of a social media war zone, and Carrington's holding the biggest gun. But Carrington's not backing down. When people came at her, she feared back, saying, "This has nothing to do Caitlin. This has to do how nasty all fans are to call me ridiculous things for something that is literally just Jessima's hoopin'. It's like she's playing defense against the whole internet." Now the WNBA's in a tough spot. They've got a player who's not just crossing lines on the court, but blasting through them online. It's not just about one game or one player anymore. This is about the whole image of the league, how they handle race, and what they're going to do when their players start turning social media into their personal battleground. While the WNBA's dealing with its biggest PR mess in years, there's a rookie who's changing the game in ways no one expected. Caitlinclark isn't interested in Twitter wars or social media showdowns. She's got something else up her sleeve, and it's making waves that could reshape the entire league.
With no whistle. Now there's nothing Indiana.
Overall, Coach said in the locker room, we were down 3 the first quarter, down 5 second quarter, and then lost by 3 in the third. We were right there, and I felt like we just played a crappy game. We didn't shoot the ball like we're capable of, but even that to the side, we're capable of winning this game without making shots. Our defense could have been a little bit better.
Let's talk about the Clark effect. This girl's not just playing basketball, she's revolutionizing the WNBA. Since the Indiana Fever drafted her as the #1 pick in 2024, viewership's gone through the roof. It's like Clark's got some kind of magic touch that turns everything she does into gold. But here's the kicker. While everyone else is losing their minds over the drama, Clark's keeping her cool. When asked about all the craziness, she straight up said, "I don't pay much mind to all of that, to be honest. My focus is here and on basketball, and that's where it needs to be." Can you believe it? A rookie showing the vets how it's done. Now, don't think for a second that Clark's all talk and no action. Remember that game against Carrington? When Carrington tried to shush the Fever fans after sinking a three-pointer, Clark didn't lose her cool. Nope. She just went right back down the court and scored a contested layup. That's how you respond to trash talk, folks. But it's not just about the on-court action. Clark's bringing a whole new level of professionalism to the league. While others are busy stirring up drama on social media, she's out there preaching respect. "Everybody in our world deserves the same amount of respect," she says. "The women in our league deserve the same amount of respect." That's some real leadership right there, especially coming from a rookie. You know what's wild? The more Carrington and others try to rattle Clark, the stronger she seems to get. Remember when Carrington called her out for flopping and making a big deal out of every bit of contact? Clark just keeps her head down and lets her game do the talking. It's like she's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. While Clark and Carrington duke it out on the court, something bigger is unfolding behind the scenes. The WNBA is facing a crisis that goes way beyond trash talk and eye pokes. How will the league navigate this minefield of racial tensions, social media drama, and sportsmanship gone wrong? This isn't just about two players anymore. The whole WNBA is at a crossroads, and the stakes are higher than ever. We're talking about the future of women's basketball here, folks. The league's got some serious decisions to make, and they're gonna affect everything from how players act on social media to how fans see the sport. Let's break it down. The WNBA is trying to grow, right? They want more fans, more sponsors, more excitement. But now they've got this mess on their hands. Carrington's posts aren't just causing drama, they're shining a spotlight on some big issues the league's been dealing with for a while. We're talking racial tensions, player conduct, and how to handle social media in a world where one tweet can blow up into a full-on controversy. Here's the thing, the WNBA can't just ignore this. They've got to step up and take charge. But how? That's the million-dollar question. They need to find a way to keep players in line without crushing their personalities. They've got to deal with racial issues head-on, but without making things worse. And they've got to figure out how to handle social media without turning into the fun police. You know what's crazy? This whole situation could actually be a good thing for the WNBA. Yeah, you heard me right. It's like they say, never waste a good crisis. This is the league's chance to really show what they're made of. They could come out of this stronger than ever if they play their cards right. So, what's the game plan? First off, the WNBA needs to get serious about player conduct. We're talking clear guidelines, real consequences, the whole 9 yards. But it's not just about punishing bad behavior. They need to start rewarding the good stuff too. Players who show great sportsmanship, who use their platforms for positive stuff, those are the ones who should be getting the spotlight.
Obviously a tough time for that to happen. I got some really good looks. I felt I had three pretty wide open threes in the first half. We were down 8 or something, maybe 11 going into the fourth. Like we had our chances. Like I felt like I said, we didn't play well. Like we didn't play to the level that we're capable of playing.
Next up, education. The league needs to start teaching players how to handle themselves online. Social media is like a loaded gun. It's powerful, but you've got to know how to use it right. They could bring in experts, set up workshops, whatever it takes to help players understand the impact of what they post. But here's the real kicker. The WNBA needs to start talking about race, like really talking about it, not just PR statements and token gestures. They need to create spaces where players, fans, and league officials can have honest conversations about these issues. It's gonna be uncomfortable, sure, but that's how you make real progress. All right, let's wrap this up. The Carrington-Clark drama isn't just about 2 players, it's shaking up the whole WNBA. We've got racial tensions, social media chaos, and sportsmanship taking a nosedive. The league's at a crossroads, and they need to step up big time. But here's the thing, it's not just on the WNBA. We've all got a part to play. As fans, we can make a difference. How we act online, what we cheer for, it all matters. We need to start pushing for the good stuff. Respect, fairness, and real sportsmanship. So here's what I'm saying. Let's get talking. About race, about responsibility, about making the WNBA better. It might be tough, but that's how we grow. The WNBA's got a chance to come out of this stronger than ever. Are you ready to help make it happen?